It is good and right and so powerful to be together here today. Y'all are amazing. Sang to me. So I don't know about you, but I need that kind of joy right now. Because let's speak the truth. The world feels impossibly heavy right now. This week alone, the headlines ache in our bones. Do you know what that feels like? The headlines are aching in our bones. In Tennessee, help me now, school libraries have stripped books by Black authors. Ooh, sorry, I might be too close to the other mics. Am I good? Thank you, Rick. I will move. Stripped books by Black authors, to include the luminous Toni Morrison. Over 500 anti-LGBTQIA bills have been introduced across the U.S. this year alone, a coordinated assault on queer and trans lives. In Alabama, the state Supreme Court ruling on frozen embryos has thrown families into chaos, deepening the assault on reproductive freedom. Closer to home, wealth inequality yaws wider. Billionaires rocket towards space, while neighbors ration groceries and insulin. Gun violence is a daily drumbeat. The climate shifts, warming us in fire and flood. If you are a person of conscience, someone who dares to care, and I know you are, it can feel like standing in a storm without shelter. Overwhelming, exhausting, even hopeless. But hear me now. Oppression thrives on our despair. And joy, you heard Reverend Page say it this morning, joy, real, unapologetic joy, is resistance. This wisdom is not new. During the transatlantic slave trade, enslaved Africans braided seeds into their hair, joy as survival. At Stonewall, queer folks danced in the streets, defiant and free, joy as rebellion. During Jim Crow, Black families gathered in church pews and backyards, lifting their voices in gospel and laughter, joy as communion. Even during the bus boycotts, I still think about the Montgomery bus boycotts. They didn't boycott for a day, it wasn't a week, it was months when they walked to where they needed to be. Not for 5 minutes. How many folks walk to work or somewhere, to the store? Do you walk for an hour? Sometimes. But day after day, they walked to where they needed to be as a form of resistance and economic boycott that made people pay attention. Joy is survival. Sophie Scholl and the White Rose resistance in Nazi Germany fought fascism with poetry and leaflets. Sophie once said, "Stand up for what you believe in, even if you're standing alone." That too was a form of joy, quiet, fierce, and full of light. And how do we know this? We know this from luminaries such as Audre Lorde, a patron saint. The Black lesbian feminist poet who knew this deep in her bones. In uses of the erotic, she writes, "The sharing of joy forms a bridge between the sharer and the receiver. It lessens the threat of distance." So joy is not just personal, it's political. Joy is relational. Joy is collective. Joy is contagious. Do you feel it? And we need each other to feel it as well. And today I think of Alok, I'm going to butcher their last name, Vade Menon, is that right? Does anyone know? Menon, Vade. Alok is amazing. Find Alok on any social media platform right now. It's okay, you can. poet, performer, non-binary visionary, and I think a philosopher. Alok, who has faced violence and dehumanization, still shows up so radiant, so gorgeous in bright colors, bold makeup, wild laughter. Alok says, joy is not just an emotion, it is a form of resistance, just like we heard in the chalice lighting this morning. When you dare to be joyful in a world that tells you to be ashamed, you are daring to imagine a future of freedom. Joy, then, is not the opposite of pain. It's what makes surviving pain possible. It's a refusal to be reduced. Joy says, I am more than what the world fears about me. Joy says, I belong here fully, beautifully, defiantly. Joy says, we are here. So how do we practice this sacred? It is a discipline of joy. In times like this, you need to be disciplined about your joy. If anyone remembers that, anything from today, be disciplined about your joy. Turn towards beauty, not to be escaped, but to be nourished. We dance at rallies for this reason. We sing protest songs loud and off-key. We share food. We care for each other's children. We plant gardens. We wear glitter to funerals. Folks have asked during Pride Month, is it a protest or is it a party? And it is both. And that's kind of the spirit that we need right now. And we tell jokes, even bad ones. I apologize in advance, like this one. Why did joy bring a ladder to the protest? Why did joy bring a ladder to the protest? Because it was ready to rise above it all the negativity. I know, not good, not good. It could be better. It was corny, but if you're grinning, it worked, right? It's okay to laugh at me. That's also why I'm here. We practice joy by remembering our ancestors, like Zora Neale Hurston, who said, I do not weep at the world, I am too busy sharpening my oyster knife. Like Marsha P. Johnson, who threw bricks and then threw parties. Like the women in the Montgomery bus boycott who walked to work in worn shoes and still hummed with hope. Like Sophie Scholl, who resisted hatred with paper, ink, and an unwavering moral clarity. We remember that despair is not holy. We remember that cynicism is not liberation. Our ancestors did not survive this long so we could live small, bitter lives without dancing in joy. Do you feel me now? Yeah. So I ask you, what does joy look like in your life right now? Even in the midst of the apocalypse, I'm not sugarcoating that at all. What does joy look like right now? Come on. Bonfire Palooza. Good plug, Haley. Nicely done. What else? Potlucks. Smiling for your students. Last night's Seder. Oh, I was going to start with that too. We had almost 50 people at last night's Seder, and it was wonderful. It was absolutely wonderful. What else? What else is bringing you joy? Puppies? Puppies. So many puppies. What else? Poetry, nature, gardening. Huh? A child's smile. A child's smile and laughter and... Yeah. We are shameless about our love because we want you to come back and love being here. So thank you, Seasons of Love. I saw an arrow over here. Yes, Carol? My rescue kitties. Bless you and all the rescue kitties. Yes, beloved. Good health. Amen. Mental and physical, spiritual. all the grounding. Yes, Paige? Getting into good trouble. It's like y'all know me. What? Thank you for delighting in that moment. One more. Yes, go ahead, Lee.
I would say really good friends and watching the flowers bloom.
Really good friends and watching the flowers bloom. All the joy. All the joy. I'll share one joy. One of my friends, we're doing a mutual aid exchange. So she raises chickens, and I get eggs, and I bring her things like I roast all the eggshells because that's what helps the chickens make better eggs. And we have this beautiful little exchange, and she made me pawpaw jelly, so that just brought me joy to go with my eggs. I will get back to this, though. Beloveds, the forces of oppressions, they want us exhausted. They want us isolated. They want us hopeless. They want us in despair. But joy, that joy that we just felt in that moment, is how we remind each other that another world is not only possible, it's here, right here, blossoming in our laughter, in our pride, in our resistance, in our refusal to stop loving. We stand firm against a world that seeks to diminish us. You know, people come every week to this congregation and say, oh, I didn't know places like this existed. I love that. Great. Tell others. We are the sort of spaces that people are desperately in search of. Desperately. They need to know that progressive, liberal values, valuing truth and science and trans lives and diversity and plurality, is done in spiritual community, right here. So joy. I keep on going off. Joy is not a luxury. It is our birthright. We don't just dance after the liberation, we dance on our way to liberation, and this is the practice, this is the invitation. So we choose joy because it is our holy resistance. Make it a discipline this day to practice joy because we are made for it. We are made for all of it. And when you need a reminder, when your well runs dry, come to your people. Find your people and seek that reassurance, that refueling, that connection, that spark of joy. I have lots. I'm here to share it with you. And there are many beloveds here who would say as well. So amen, ashe, and let the people say, hell yes.